Well, on this morning, we have a cat. I think that's a D6-ish. Interesting that it doesn't say. Oh, yeah, it does. D6N. It is an MC square system. They're saying the system doesn't have any power. And they're also saying they checked the fuse. So, but I have learned in the past that, you know, some people just take the fuse out and put the fuse back in and say, I've checked it. That doesn't constitute checking. No, it doesn't. So let's get up here and take a peek at it real quick. Now, it's an MCR3. Interesting spot for the 55. Makes it difficult to get in and out. Ooh. Huh. I wonder why they put it there. So many other places you could put that. Interesting. Well, anyway, we have MCR3. Now, here's the thing. None of the wires come down behind the seat where they usually get crushed by a big operator who crushes into them. So, I mean, what could go wrong here? It is going to be in the A cable. It's where the power goes in. So, you just start pulling some of these out. Well, not pulling them out, but, you know, give them a little tug in C, especially the red and the blacks. And see if there's any of the pins loose. But what we'll also do, after I try this fuse, of course, if the fuse doesn't work, I'll take this completely out of the machine. I'll just take the cables off, take it out, and I'll hook it up to a data cable. I'll get it off this system, hook it up to a data cable that I have for power, and I'll plug it into my 12-volt accessory on my truck and see if it powers up. If it doesn't power up that way, we'll open it up and we'll look at the circuit board inside. So absolutely no power on this MCR3 is what they're saying. We can find out here very quickly. Turn that on. That looks like power to me. Interesting. Even power on the modem. Did I drive all the way out to Wake Forest? 3-hour drive for nothing? Apparently. And that's holding power. That's holding power. Was it a wire that I touched? It should be going on and off if it was. Interesting. Alright, we're going to have to talk to these people and find out what in the world they called me way out here for. We can at least update them. Firmware needs to be updated, so doesn't 3DMC. Well, that is an interesting call. Drive 3 hours for nothing. Let's go find out from the operator what the deal is. And we may have the wrong machine. There's another, looks like a D6 out there with MC2 system. But why would they be using that and not this one when this one GPS works? I guess we can only ask them and find out. Let's go find somebody. Yeah, so just talk to the owner. He's going to be sending somebody up here. Well, they changed out a GPS cable. I don't know if that's used or is that what they're considering no power? In my work ticket it says the whole entire system has no power and that they had to check the fuse and all that, and they said the fuse was good. I can't imagine it's those other machines down there. Interesting, but we'll find out. They're sending somebody up. able to talk to me, so we'll find out. These Caterpillars, I just don't get it. There. They put these data plates everywhere. No consistent place, just everywhere and anywhere. Man, that one you can't even read. Oh, so how you determine what this one actually is beyond me. Come on, phone. We'll take a shot of it. Yeah, Caterpillar, you'll find those data plates. They'll be over here, they'll be over there, they'll be back there, they'll be inside, they'll be on the other side. They put them everywhere. I don't get that. Strange. I mean, everything looks good on this system. As far as I can see, it's working. Everything went green. So, I mean, what do they need me for? We'll find out. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. They cracked that pole housing. It's not all the way bad, but it's gonna break eventually. It's gonna come all the way up and it's gonna split and it's gonna fall off and probably damage that GPS head. I'll let them know about that. So I didn't have to do it, but yeah, check if there's no power on the system, check the fuse, but don't just check the fuse, replace the fuse with a new one. If it still doesn't have power, take the box out and put it on external power. And the way I do that is I have a data cable right here that plugs straight into the A with a 12 volt adapter. You can get these at your Topcon dealers, and or just bring it in and have them test it before you start jumping to conclusions that, you know, you need to rip out all the wires and trace everything and all that. So we'll just go ahead and update the firmware and 3DMC while we're here right now, waiting on somebody to show up. All right, yeah, so this is the dozer. They were saying lost power to the entire system. I never lost power. Just turned it on and it was there. I changed the fuse out. Battery compartment's down there. They had a 15 amp fuse in there. It's a little big. System calls for a 7.5 amp, so I put a brand new 7.5 in it. Their 15 amp fuse looked a little worn, so we'll see. We'll just take this for a little spin and see if we can't get it to disconnect. If there's something jiggling, wiggling, causing it to lose power, I would expect it to be out at the battery. There's only one positive, one negative going in. The ground looks good. The positive looks a little, I don't know, it might be a little corroded, but that's the outside. The inside, where it actually touches the terminal, could just be fine. Let's get out of here. So you saw how fast that came up this time. It was having radio issues. I just went on top of the cab up there. Their antennas here. Took their antenna off their mag mount, and sure enough, a lot of corrosion on it. Cleaned up that corrosion, and now it connects much faster. These are the basic things that you need to do every now and again. Just check your connections, tighten them up, get the corrosion off them. Still loading. So he's saying the other, I think it's a D6, it has a cable issue that we need to look at. He's got another dozer, I think it's an MC square system as well. Something going on with that. And then he's got an excavator back there where the GPS connector on the main antenna is going bad. So we'll take a look. Got 3 more machines to look at. All right, so it's done loading. Before you hit finish, do you want to launch this program? I don't, because I need to load MCX config. This is pretty much just like 3DMC, where you have to OK it, and then it'll start loading. Well, I can't find anything wrong with this system. My first thought was here that if they, you know, it's such a weird spot for this display, if they were banging this in to this side right here, maybe it damaged the cable. But I was sitting here playing with it, shaking it. Nothing, never lost power. Well, if it doesn't lose power when I'm out here, I can't fix it, right? And I don't see anything that would suggest a loss of power issue. So we'll have to just call this one good to go, unless they run into that same problem. So it's probably the fuse. Alright, let's go out there and find something else to fix. Alright, so our first dozer's over there. Let's see if we can get to it. Or at least closer. It's a pretty big site right here. We got that excavator down there. One of those excavators. Yeah, we can drive over there. Alright, good. Looks like they're building. Look at how thin those houses are. You see it? Let me zoom in. Look at that house. It's like super thin. It's like you get 2 rooms in a garage. That's interesting. Weird. And I don't know how they get away with making them that close nowadays. That is something else. Or what I've seen too is directly under high power lines, high energy power lines. How do they do that? That's a cancer health. It used to be like what, 500 yards away, or feet, or meters, or something like that. So we got to go check that one out. Cable. Oh, so it's not a cable issue. It's actually a function box issue. Yeah, go ahead, raise it up. It said it's just getting way too close. Oh, that's close. It's not actually hitting, but I see it's tearing up these cables. They put tape all on it. Yeah, it's tearing up that cable. This could actually be strung out better. It's close. It's not hitting though.
Yeah, it's not happening. Ain't no hit.
It's hitting the cables.
You see the cables? They drop and you fly up with them okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can fix that. Go all the way down with it. Come up, come up. Yeah, look at that. I mean, all right, that's good. Go all the way down. Alright, yeah, let's square this away for them. This is all kinds of funky. I would actually cut that off. That's just a nightmare for cables. That's just going to catch them. But we'll restring this up better. You just got to keep those cables away. Looks good. Alright. And that one can go back to work. It's just a matter of, you know, adjusting things so that they don't cause damage. You know, they don't have to look pretty, just work. Alright, so we'll go over there to that dozer at the end, near those funky looking, tiny, weird half. They're actually, it's like a quarter house. It's a quarter house. I just renamed it. Alright, nice. So we got that little cat dozer right there. Oh, they said Moby control's not working on it. So when we eyesight in, so it's a network modem issue, probably not getting power or data or whatever. We'll go check that out. Oh yeah, we're kind of on wait mode before we take off. Yeah, sometimes on the runway you get, you know, obstacles. You gotta wait for them. They're much bigger than I am. I will wait. Except when they start reversing back towards you. Scary. Oh, we got, which one? Oh, I think it's that one right there in front of us. Excavator. Just needs a cable end for the GPS, I believe. Let's go to that dozer first. Caterpillar D5K2 MC square system. So they got the old Sierra wireless. It's got power. It's got the data light flashing. When I came up, this was unplugged a little bit. The data cable. Let's see if it connects now. I just changed out the modem, gave him a brand new cradle point, and it connected. Now let's go over and see that excavator. Now let's have a look-see. Looks alright. That looks alright. I'm not seeing the problem here. He did say when he pulled on the cable, oh my goodness, that's tight. It pulled the pin through a little bit. That's common. Guess as long as it doesn't have play in it, I'd leave it alone. He says he has issues with that main cable keep coming off. We'll take it off and take a peek at it. Vibrations probably. Now we'll just update his firmware and his 3DMC. He said when he's over by the trees he'll start losing it. Well, that's because half of his horizon is completely cut off. But we can help the system out by updating. I don't see anything wrong with that cable other than they take their GPS off every night, so eventually it's going to get worn out that way. Yeah, that cable's not bad enough to replace. It's still working just fine, and I don't see any issues with it. But that's an issue right there. We definitely need to update them, and that's an issue as well. So to run efficiently, you need to keep your machines updated. And if you're unsure if your machine is updated or not, just call your salesman. If you have a system like this, you're going to have a salesman. Or just call your local dealer and ask them. You got a GX55 running on an MCI4 system? What's the current firmware for that? What's the current software program? And just have somebody come out and update, or you can update yourself by watching these videos. It's really simple. So we're going to load the new 3DMC, and that'll help out the system a lot better, and then we'll go and load the new firmware for the GPS. nice hat. Nice little logo on black. Since 1973. I was born in 72, so I'm almost 50. So that's a lot of years on that company doing this kind of stuff. All right, 3DMC is updated. Let's update firmware. No. No. Okay. That one. There we go. It's at a weird angle. Oh, come on. There we go. Serial port, comms 1, MCI 4, connect, open up, should be 2 files. It's got the P10 4.7. We're going to go in and drop the 4.8. RAM image for the first one, main for the second, and load. Okay, that was for the main GPS receiver. To do the auxiliary, just hit secondary, serial D, connect, open it up, 2 files, soft break, and they should be there. Auxiliary usually takes a little bit longer to connect, and it's connecting, and next, and there they are, next, and allow it to load. Once it's done loading, we'll go in and we'll double check, make sure they're in there. I just can't get over the size of those homes, and look at those. It's like a quarter of a house. They're 2-story, so, but wow, I can't believe they're building stuff like that. The garage is almost bigger than the house if it wasn't for the 2nd story. Interesting, huh? And there's more up there. Tons of them. And I think that's what they're building here as well. Space Saver tiny homes. So just go and double check. And we'll see. Should have more satellites available. Initializing. I gotta ask them how far away their base is. That main is hanging up. There it goes. Auxiliary's good. That's in there. 3DMC is updated, and they're green. Definitely wouldn't hurt to restart this one. Alright, restarted. See if it goes any faster. Got radio already. See what the main is doing. We got main. Just waiting to pick up more satellites. We got auxiliary, waiting to pick up more satellites. How far away is that base? Oh, they must be on network. No, they're on UHF. Their base is 1,289 feet away. And what's the precisions? 300s, 400s. Auxiliary's definitely doing better. We're green, we're good to go.